Today's episode was a request from one of our subscribers, and I really appreciated the idea, and it was a great suggestion of something to play with. So the suggestion was how to create a texture using your own image, but using something more like a smudge tool or a smudge brush with your own image. So I knew I had done this in the past, but I wanted to play around with it. Thought I'd bring you along and share with you what I was able to create and how I will use it in another image. Okay, so to get started, you're going to need to use Photoshop for this. So I've brought this image in. Step one is the selection of the image that you want to use to create a texture with. So you do want an image that has some variations in color. So I like this because it's got the light white flowers. It's got this beautiful green bokeh. So I think it's going to work really nicely. Now, the next thing you want to do, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate my background layer. I do also want to consider that there are some very dark sections of the image, and those are going to come out really dark as we blur and apply a smudge. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab my clone tool, and I'm just going to go ahead, and you don't have to be neat with this. I'm just going to bring in over top of these dark areas, I'm going to brush some of this background because I do want this to be a really nice texture that I could use. I also don't want this kind of red color. So I'm just going to make a few tweaks. Now, if your image that you're going to work with is more uniform and doesn't have super dark areas or super bright areas, then you wouldn't need to do this. So I'm also going to go ahead and let's grab this green color, and I'm just going to, bring it right over here. You could even, like I'm doing, bring some of the white in. So you don't have to be picky in this step. I just want to get rid of any kind of dark blobs, I guess you'd call it, that may get in the way of our final smudge kind of texture. So that's all I'm doing. Again, you may not have to do this step. So I'm just going to even out my image so that I have a nice base to work with. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so the next step I'm going to do, I'm going to go ahead and duplicate my layer. And for this one, I'm going to rename it. I'm going to do a blur. So the first thing that you want to do is, if your image has details like this, you want to go up to Filter, Blur, and you can choose whichever blur you like. You could do a motion blur. I'm going to stick with a Gaussian blur. So I'm going to come in and do a Gaussian blur, and you can decide how much you want to blur it. Now, my idea is that I'm going to create a texture for this. I really don't want to see a lot of the detail, so I think about 74-75% will work. Click OK. All right, I'm going to duplicate the layer again, and this one I'm going to go ahead and rename Brushes because now we are going to start the fun work. So I will put a link below to the place where you can get Adobe brushes. There are hundreds of free brushes available through Adobe. So what I did is I searched for brushes labeled smudge. That way I could have access to just the smudge brushes, and I could start working with those. So the first one that I really liked was this Smart Smudge. So I'm going to start with that one. And what I like to do is just make it pretty large. And I'm just going to start, let's go ahead and flip. And as you go over it, it is smudging what's underneath and kind of all the colors together. Now, you can go up and down, you can press and smudge. It's really up to you. I like to go in all directions if I'm creating a texture. So you can see this kind of looks like if I was painting something kind of modern, and I'm just going to go over almost all of this image. And again, I'm kind of going in different directions and trying not to miss any spots as I go. You can see that caused a little problem, so I'm just going to undo a couple steps because I don't like how that looked. And let's go over over this one. Okay, so you can see it did a few different marks as you go over it. So you just want to probably go over it like one time. And I'm going to get these corners. Okay, so you could save the file if you like it this way. You may really like this texture, but I'm going to keep going. So if you wanted to save it, you could just export it at this point. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate it and do my second brush. So I'm going to use this one called Diffuse Smudge. And I'm going to enlarge it. And this one I found it's very subtle, but I liked the effect. So I'm just going to go over the image a little bit. It's a little bit more like a softener, and it does kind of different movements as you go. Once you smudge the first time, you're not necessarily going to see a lot with the next ones, but let me show you before, and this is after. So that's with a different brush. Now I could also turn those off, duplicate this layer, and let me show you exactly what this one does. So this one is interesting. It gives these lines. So this one is called Diffuse Smudge. And this could also be a great texture if you wanted to save it out. So a lot of times when I'm making my homemade textures, I'll try a bunch of different techniques. And as there's something I like, I'll go ahead and export it. So this could absolutely, you can just swirl it all around, could absolutely be an option if you like it. All right, I'm going to turn that layer off. Let's see. There we go. I'm going to turn that one off and go back to the first two that I did. Okay, there's also a pixel smudge. I did not try that one, but there's also smudge char. And let's get on a layer. I'll go ahead and copy that one. And this will be our third example. I'm just really layering these. And this is where I'm just going to come in. Now, if you wanted to add a color over these, then you could go to your dropper. So let's say I want to add some of this white color. Then I can go back to my brush, or rather my smudge tool, and I can also change the opacity. So I'm going to bring that opacity down. And let's see, let me take it up a little bit. We do want to see it. I just want to add some of that in. It looks like it's kind of just lightening the area. I'm not getting a huge impact. Let's also go ahead and take it up and see what we get. Yeah, we're not getting a big difference. So not a whole lot with that one. Now let me turn off these others, and I will show you on this blur copy what this one looks like. So this one is really fun. I like using the smudge brushes to create texture. And this one is called Smudge Char. And I think this one is really neat because it absolutely looks like texture. Yeah, this one is really, really fun. So my steps would be, first is select your image. Select an image with some differences. Make sure your colors are what you want. Then you can come right in, do a blur. And from there, start using your smudge brushes. And this would be one I would definitely save out as an option. So I think that is really fun. Now remember, once you are set with these, you can also do color adjustments. So there's a couple things that you could do. We could add a hue saturation layer. We can right click and create a clipping mask so that it's just impacting this one blur. And then we could come in and grab the hand tool, select maybe this green shade. And from there, I'm going to enlarge this so you can see it. You can also add some plus signs and just come in, and we're just kind of marking this area. Now what I like to do is open this up so it's softer. And then what you can do is we can change the color of the green. So if you wanted the green to be, red, if you wanted this to be more yellow, if you needed a texture that was blue, You can do any of that you want. Let's take it over to, a little bit of that orange. You can reduce the saturation. So if you just wanted it to be a little bit more neutral, you can also oversaturate it, and you can control the lightness. So don't forget that with your textures, you don't have to keep the color. You can make color adjustments as you go. So I'm going to turn that off. So this is one texture that we made. And then we've got our blur copy. That was a different option. We had this option. We added some more to it, and we added some more. I think I liked it at just this first. I think that was a really nice effect. And again, if I want to do something with my colors, I can come in and add and make these changes. Let's go ahead and clip this and then change our saturation, but we have to tell it what we want to change. So let's go ahead and change this white area. Let's saturate it. Maybe make it a little purple. I need to turn on this other one. And let's turn off these above it. Ooh, there we go. Super, super orange, red. You can see we could just go really crazy with the colors here and whatever you wanted it to be. And then you can just bring back your saturation and you've got that beautiful texture to use. So I'm actually going to do this one probably over maybe at the yellow. I like that. I'm going to desaturate it a little bit. Maybe add a little lightness, or you could darken it. And so that is how to use the smudge tool to create some of your own textures. At least that's the way that I would do it. So I'm going to try to find an image to use with one of these that we just worked on. I'll be right back. And for the second part of the video, I'm going to apply the texture that we just created. So I actually thought I would apply it to the same image. So I've got the image here. What I want to do though is I'm going to select one of these. Let's start with, let's start with this image. So I'm going to grab the move tool and I'm just going to move it on top of the original image. Just going to kind of snap it into place. And now what I'm going to do is reduce the opacity of that layer. Let's start with like 50%. Ooh, that is really, really creative. It looks very much more like a painting. So I really like that. I think that turned out really nice. So this worked out. They don't always work out with the image that you have in mind. Sometimes they work better in other images, but I think this is a great example where it does. Now what I would do is go ahead and apply a mask and grab my regular brush and probably at 50% opacity. I don't want to remove all of it, but I do want to bring back some detail in this main flower and maybe in the center of some of these. So just popping it out just a little bit in the centers. But I really love the effect and kind of the beauty that it created. I just think it's really pretty. Now, I still don't like that red blob. So what you could do is turn off your texture, go to that duplicate layer and go ahead and use your clone tool. And I am just going to clone over that so that it's not bothering me. It was just kind of right there in the forefront of my image. There we go. Now I still see some below, so we can go back and if we want to make this brush smaller, and that's just for my image because it had some red coming through and I just don't want that in this image. I don't have any red tones, and so you always want to look at every part of your image and really think about the story that you're trying to create. So now I can click that texture on and like that so much better. You can modify the opacity of your texture layer. You can do as little as you like, or you can do, a lot heavier. So that's with that one option. Let's go back and let's look at it with this option. I'm really curious how it looks. So let's just grab this. We are going to drop it on top of our original image. And I didn't bring the colors over, so that's okay. I selected, I think, the wrong file, but that's all right. So it's the same thing, just not with the colors. And I'm just going to lower the opacity. And that is also a really fun texture. I love where it looks like the sun is just kind of dancing. And you could duplicate your layer mask and add it to this one. If you already created one, you could create a new one. So we've kind of got two options here, depending on what look you're wanting to go for. And with our textures that we created, we have lots of options that you can export. So I export these into a texture folder, and then I have them available at any time to use. So I hope that you enjoyed trying this out and that you will play with it yourself. And I want to thank the subscriber who mentioned this idea to me. I really enjoyed trying this out myself. Thanks so much, everybody. Have a great day.